Hi everyone, it's Missy here from TheJollyFatElf. Happy Friday. Welcome to day 2 of my Valentine's Day card series, love series. I don't even know what I'm going to name it yet because I'm filming this ahead of time. Just the intro. So in today's video, we're going to be using this cute little monkey stamp from Sunny Studio. I love these images. They're so stinking cute and I can't wait for you to see the card that I create. So let's head over to my craft table and we'll get started. Hi friends, before we get started, I just want to remind you that I'm having a card sale. It's 25% off everything that's in the store, including my card sets. I'm trying to move all of my old, or most of my old products out so I can make room for new cards this year. I may have mentioned in Wednesday's video that those cards were going to go up during the sale, but that's actually not true. So everything that was made before December 2020 or in December 2020 and backwards is for sale. Everything going forward that I'm making now will not be included in the sale. I will get them listed probably by the 25th or the 26th, and we are shipping same day. So if you want them for your Valentine, they should make it to you in no time. Hopefully, UPS, get it together. Okay. So for this card, I am using the Love Monkey set. So cute. And I'm using this set of Slimline dies from Catherine Pooler. I can't remember what it's called, but I only use this scallop die. This cuts out a scalloped rectangle. You might think it cuts out a frame, but it does not. It only cuts out a scalloped rectangle. And I have the other die out so I can measure and cut down the sheet of paper that I'm going to use to stamp. So I am making a one-layer card today with several different techniques. We're going to start by some stamping. When I looked at these images, I wanted a slimline card with 3 different kind of vignettes. So I'm starting at the very top. With the monkey with the balloons. He's going to be the very, very top, or she's going to be the very, very top. And then in the middle is going to be the couple that has their tails together. And then at the bottom is going to be the little boy and the girl monkey that are separate. For those two, I really struggled with getting them lined up. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then I finally decided to go ahead and just stamp him first, I think, or maybe I did go ahead and line it up better. I was trying to really get them even. So I did end up stamping him first. That's what I thought. Because I really wanted their feet to be even because they're supposed to be sitting on branches. Speaking of branches, that is why I am stamping the monkeys first, because I want them in the foreground. Remember, anything you want forward, you stamp first, and anything that's going to be in the back, you stamp after you've masked your images. So I'm bringing in a little girl monkey. I'm going to stamp her. And then I'm going to bring in my eclipse masking tape. Eclipse, like the moon or the sun eclipses. And you can get that on Amazon. It's expensive. It's not cheap, but I'm working on a roll. I think I'm on year 2. And you can see how thick it is. So this is not something that you're going to just go through really quickly unless you make thousands of cards at a time. You guys will have to excuse me. I'm having sinus issues and I've got some drainage and I'm trying not to cough while I'm doing this. So you may hear me drink some water. All right, so I'm just stamping them again on the masking paper. You guys have seen what I do. I cut them out. For the inside of the tails, for that second image, I brought in my craft knife, as you can see it there, and I used that to go around. So now I'm going to bring in the branch. There's only one, so I'm going to stamp one at a time. I just realized I did not trim this image down. Oh no! Oh well, it's done. Maybe I'll go in with my black pen and extend the branch a little bit. I meant to trim it down because I didn't stamp the branches all the way to the edge. Oh, oy vey. Oh well, anyway. So if you do end up getting this card someday, I am going to change that a little bit. So now I'm going to bring in some clouds. I think this was a cloud die from MFT that came for free. And I'm just putting the masking paper face down. That way it sticks to the die while I cut it out. Because I want to create a sky background with my distressed oxides. And I want to have clouds. So I'm just placing, I think I cut 5 or 6 of them. I'm just placing them in kind of random places. That way I can go ahead and add the ink. I initially wanted to use the tumbled glass distress ink, but I actually don't have that. Thank you to Amanda for sending me some of the ink cubes. It just hasn't been on my radar to get any more of the regular distress ink because I've been more focused on getting Copics because I enjoy Copic coloring more than I enjoy ink blending, although both are really fun and they work well together. So maybe for Christmas, I can ask Santa to bring me the rest of the distress ink little mini cubes. Santa. Okay, so I am bringing back in the packaging for the stamp set, and I'm just going to add the, what is this called? The mask, oh my gosh, to the packaging. So my cutting is never perfect, and I didn't want to have to fuss around doing through the strings of the balloon or through the branches. So this is a blender pen, and mine is from Stampin' Up, but Dove, I've heard of Dove blender pens. I'm pretty sure Stampin' Up probably just private labeled this. And essentially I think it's glycerin in a pen form, and you can use it to blend out your colors. And I was just picking up a little bit of the distress oxide and coloring in those places where I wasn't able to get my scissors. So here I'm deciding on the colors that I want. And before I ruined this beautiful card with the background, I brought in one of the stamps, and I'm just testing to see if I like the color combo that I picked. And I'm glad I did because it ended up not being dark enough for me. He's a little too light. So that's when I brought in another marker. I've gotten a couple of questions about this hex chart and how to use it. So I'm going to try to film a separate video. I know Sandy Allnock has one, but I'll show you how I use it and how it's literally changed the way I color. So after I decided what colors I wanted for the monkey, it's 37, 35, and 53. I'm going to go ahead and color all of them. And I left this here so you can write it down while I think I'm probably pulling up bullet journal videos. I'm obsessed with bullet journals. You guys will probably see one from me at some point in my life. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to start with the darkest color closest to the monkey's face, and then kind of work my way up. I didn't do a whole lot of shading because these images are really tiny. And I mostly used that lightest color on the very, very tippy tops of their heads or their face, their body, and their hands and feet. So I own a couple images from Sunny Studios. Is it Sunny Studio stamps or Sunny? I just have Sunny Studios on the stamp. They have some really, really, really cute images. They have a really cute sloth set that I contemplated, but I didn't get it. I know, it's so unlike me. So for the tails on this one, I started at the bottom with the darkest, and then I worked my way to the mid color. I didn't bring in the lightest one on this, just because. And then you can see there, I got out of the lines, but I'll show you how I fixed that later. Aren't they just the cutest? Oh my word. What's funny is when Rob and I very first started dating, I think we've been together like a month, and I had just moved from Tulsa to Oklahoma City. I ended up in the hospital for a couple of days. They think that I possibly had a blood clot, but I just remember that day going to my aunt's funeral, and I could not get cool. I mean, I sweat like buckets all day. And Rob and I were talking on the phone that night, and I said, I think I'm gonna have to sleep in the bathtub. And he's like, why? I was like, I can't cool down. I said, the only thing I could think of is that, I can, sleep in some cold water or put some ice in it. And finally I was like, okay, I just need to call 911. So he came up the next day and he went down. He's like, do you need anything? I was like, well, will you get me a coloring book or something? So I went off, did some tests, and when I came back, he had bought me a Curious George monkey stuffed animal, which I still have. It's still in my closet. And then we ended up going to the Oklahoma City Zoo one weekend, and we bought some monkey magnets. Unfortunately, the monkey magnets died. He knocked mine off on my refrigerator when he was staying with me in Oklahoma City, and I think I knocked his off when I was down here staying with him in Dallas. Okay, so let's talk about these balloons. So in order for a balloon illustration and a coloring to look see-through, you have to kind of make sure that you're the back of the balloon behind it, that's the word I'm looking for, the shape kind of peeks through. So you can see there where I've taken and made the same, followed where the line should extend. You'll see this much better if you watch the full real-time coloring that will be coming this weekend. And I'll do a separate video about it if you guys are really interested. I'm not an expert at it. That's why they still don't necessarily look see-through, and it's probably more that you want to use more pastel colors, but I really wanted a red color. So I ended up not putting a sentiment on this stamp. On this image. So here, hold on, let me talk about this first. I'm just drawing flicking motions with the darkest. So I believe this is 79, 77, and 74, which is my favorite cool tone brown combo. So I'm just kind of flicking the pen to kind of give it grainy marks. And then I'm just going in with the lightest color over those grain marks and then kind of doing it again. And then I'm bringing in the mid-tone color to give the monkeys some shadowing. So I left this card without a sentiment, which I'm kind of prone to do. I do kind of enjoy that, just because I just feel like some cards can really be multi-purpose. So for this one, this is definitely a loved theme card. So it could be a happy anniversary card. It could be a welcome baby card. It could be, a Valentine's Day card. It could be a birthday card for someone you love. There are tons of different ways that you can make this stamp, this card fit the occasion that you want it to be. And so that's why sometimes, especially if you buy from me, you may get a stamp set, or a card. You may get a card that doesn't have a sentiment. Okay. So for the hearts, I'm using R46 and R35. For the balloons, I use the same colors. And I also brought in a little bit of R20 for their cheeks, for blushes, and then a little bit of R59 to help me darken up those balloons. I'm using a white gel pen to help me when I get out of the lines. And then, I hope you guys are having a good week. I am doing this voiceover on the 14th. And I am in day 6 of my fast. I'm doing a 21-day fast. If you're interested in following along, make sure you check out my At Home with Misty channel. So, it's going pretty well so far. I'm so excited for this series. I know not very many people watch Wednesday's videos, so I don't know if I need to change the thumbnail or what. But, again, so it's called a Valentine's Day card series, but you can use these cards for more than just Valentine's Day. Maybe I'll do a love theme or something. I don't know. I wanted to do a series. I like series. Do you guys like series? Oy vey. So I am going to bring in my Nuvo drops, and I'm going to go ahead and add Nouveau. These are the clear drops to all of the balloons. This just makes them a little bit shiny, makes them look a little bit more like balloons. You could go more like a metallic marker or metallic gel pen and make them look a little bit more like Mylar balloons. I saw somebody's card one time, and they've taken shapes and made a Mylar balloon, and they looked real. And I wish I could find that card because it was just fantastic. For all of the other red things, I'm adding the Nouveau Shimmer Pen. So I came back after that dried, and you can see just how shiny they are. And I'm pulling up the washi that I used on the frame very gently so I don't ruin it. And then I'm going to bring in my Tombow Mono liquid glue. As I mentioned, I think I said I got I got 10 of them for $40 or maybe $32. I don't know. I know the price went up. Now it's $52, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to bring in a sheet of white paper. I'm going to cut this down to 7 inches by 8.5. So I'm going to cut it on the 8.5 inch side at 7. Then I'm going to score this at 3.5. And once I get that glue down, this card is done. It turned out quick, simple. It's not necessarily simple. The design is simple. It's like not a lot of layers. It's just a 1-layer card with some really cute monkeys. And I hope you love it as much as I do. Please check out the cards that are for sale. I'm trying to save money to get a new computer. And so I can keep making videos because this computer is on its last legs. But yeah, I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.